Okay. What gives? Hello, kind viewer. Just hopped on. Decided to go at a little after 5 p.m. local time here in northern Minnesota. All right. I had so much fun last night, but I'm still using iPhone. I had my old iPhone 7 Plus last night, and though I had the battery save power mode on, I was what was I, about 3 hours in or something or other, and it froze up, and that was the issue. So tonight I have my iPhone 11, and I know the battery's a lot better on that. And I just took delivery on Lumix. All the cool kids on here are using the G7, but I have this capture card, and it's not playing nice with my Lumix and my M1 Mac Mini. So I got another capture card on the way. The SDH, whatever that one is that everyone's using, the Elgato one. And hopefully that's going. Then I'll get some good flow. And then I have that dummy battery for the Lumix, so then I can stream till cows come home. You're stuck with me here on Twitch because right now I haven't had any live gigs. That's not true. I haven't had any booked gigs since a year ago. But I've been playing in the street up where I live, a park actually. Giving some guitar lessons. I've been streaming on my Facebook music page and my My private Facebook page for 50 weeks. Last night was week 50, Sundays at Sundown series that I have. I gotta pull my my old wooden milk crate out from under the bed here because I gotta rest my foot on that. You thought I was kidding? Nope. Land O'Lakes, from right here in Minnesota. So I just put that dealio right there because I'm on the edge of my bed. Welcome to my bedroom. I still haven't quite figured out this go live notification. I mean, I have something typed in there, but I don't know. I don't know if that's going to my followers yet or what. This is day 5 on Twitch, and I am digging it. Make one more change over here briefly. Okay. Real fine. All right. So it seems like that's okay. Back to my stream manager. Okay. Got a little bit of a... Sounds electronic, though. I don't know. If it doesn't go away, I'll figure it out. Yeah. Well, I'll just start in here. Feeling nice and easy tonight here. Let's see. Start with a tune called Louise. It was written by Paul Siebel, I think, in the late 60s, early 70s. Bonnie Raitt, it's been part of her repertoire. She's been on one or couple of her albums. And then Leo Kottke's got a really nice version as well. Now, Leo lives here in Minnesota. When you talk fingerstyle guitar, he's right at the top of the heap, that Leo Kottke. Louise. They said Louise was not half bad. It was written on the walls and window shades, and how she'd act a little girl, a deceiver. Don't believe her, that's a trade. Sometimes a bottle of perfume, flowers and maybe some lace. Men brought Louise 10-cent trinkets. Their intentions were easily traced. Still I thought I heard her cry. All the women like Louise, they get by. Yeah. Everyone thought it kind of sad when they found Louise in her room. They'd put her down below their kind. Still some crying when she died this afternoon. Louise rode home on a mail train just to the south, I heard them say. Too bad it ended so ugly. Too bad she had to go that way. The wind blows cold tonight. So good night, Louise, good night. Good night, Louise, good night. Here we go. We're on the board. So the couple of you that are on here, I don't know if you've been on my channel before, but I'm just going to briefly introduce myself. My name is Boyd Blomberg. I live in northern Minnesota. I pre-pandemic, I'd play about 250 gigs a year across the U.S. and Canada every once in a while, and about 170 average year, about 175 nights away from home. Do 50 hardcore local gigs, and I live in a tourist community up on the North Shore of Lake Superior. Almost Canada, almost Thunder Bay, Canada. And so it's, depending on where you are in the U.S., I suppose it's a bit like, well, I know the Berkshires and Massachusetts, or, you know, the coast in Maine, and, you know, or Lake Tahoe, maybe not, you know, a lot of second home cabin, 3,000-4,000 square foot big things. This is my humble little 1,200 square footer, story and a half, built in 1955. And we're in my bedroom. Last night I had my 50th live stream. I think I mentioned that on Facebook. I've been going on my private and or personal and my Boyd Blomberg music page. And 50 weeks in a row there. And then I popped on Twitch after a false start a week ago Saturday. A bunch of TDs, technical difficulties. And then Thursday, here we go. And now I'm also, I have a Restream app, so I'm also on my YouTube page, which there's not much action there, quite frankly. But I'm a road dog. Boy, I miss all of you. I really do. I miss playing in front of people, that audience interaction, standing at the merch table and chatting with people, sleeping in people's houses when we do a house concert, you know, on and on. But this is good. Twitch is, you're my people. I like it because there's a lot of interaction. Sometimes when I'm on Facebook, even though I have a chat going and blah, 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 this is a lot more intimate, I guess. It's cool. And if you've been on my stream before, you know brevity's not my strong suit. So, if you let me, I'll go out and talk to that spruce tree out back if you just have a one-way conversation with the spruce tree. Not afraid of that. All right, let's see here. Let's do this is a song I wrote called One More Time. My mind's on memory like the page of a book. This dog-eared one, come and take a look. Little cabin in the woods, barely room for a bed. I'll say it now, what should have been said. You know I'll say it now, what should have been said. I wanna go back, yeah, you know it's true. Take me back to when our love was new. Give me another chance, yeah, baby, just one more time. Well, the nape of your neck, our legs entwined, the softest of kisses and the curve of your spine. Was it winter or spring? I can't recall. When the morning came, the reason seemed so small. When the morning came, the reason seemed so small. I wanna go back, yeah, you know it's true. Take me back to when our love was new. Give me another chance, yeah, baby, just one more time. Yeah. Replayed regrets spinning in real time, while the wisdom awaits with notice sublime. Under beds over teach use a hind place. I'm wishing and I'm hoping for one more taste. I wanna go back, yeah, you know it's true. Take me back to when our love was new. Give me another chance, yeah, maybe just one more time. Is it happenstance or a dream bereft? When I see you now, to like the day you left. So it's arm in arm, we'll go around again. Years of in between, yeah, to closing in. Years of in between, they're closing in. I wanna go back, yeah, you know it's true. Take me back to when our love was new. Give me another chance, yeah, maybe just one more time. I wanna go back, yeah, you know it's true. Take me back to when our love was new. Give me another chance, baby, baby, just one more time. There we go. I hope you all are having a nice day, evening, morning, wherever you are. I'm going to do this. Teachable moment for myself. Okay. Oops. Oh, that wasn't right. No. Yes. And drum roll. Oh, yeah. Voila. Something's working. My song list. Now, no one's picked anything yet off of my song list that I had up yesterday. I've been trying to kind of incrementally get my whole scene together with my channel and page and everything on Twitch. And I try to do one thing a day. I got to get these panels done and some other stuff. But I was pretty proud of myself because I got that whole song list situation, the streamer song list app. But no one's requested anything, so I don't know if and where I'm going to see it. If someone does, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see. On that app, and I see there's a queue thing, so I'm sure it'll come on there. But I'm hoping it would probably come up on this other, on my stream manager page. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see here. I better hit that real quick. Very quickly. Usually I have about 2.5 pails of coffee a day. I may have 3 today, and I am revved up and ready to go. Dare I say, almost a little shaking, quaky. It's like I'm riding the crest of the wave. Keep saying I'm going to change strings on some of my guitars. Since all this winter, it's cold and snowy where I live, and so there were no outdoor gigs, no chance in busking, nothing. And so I just haven't changed strings because I'm streaming, and I've had a few radio gigs and FM where I'm streaming on their page or on their deal on air. And a few other things where some business bars and things, organizations have hosted me. But by and large, not much that way. So I'm at home, and if I break a string for some reason, I can just grab a guitar. I got another one on the bed right here, for instance. But they're starting to get a little dead and not stay in tune. I endorse John Pierce Strings in Pennsylvania, and part of the company is called Breezy Ridge Instruments, and they sell a bunch of musician accoutrement on that. But John Pierce Strings are fabulous. Mary Faith takes care of me, let me tell you. So I'm having one more sip of that. Got my green juice here. I know that sounds loud because it's my swirly gig. You ever seen one of these? Speaking of endorsements, I have a deal with Swirly Gig. Woman-owned company out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And my buddy Adam, my pushing chain duo mate, and I got 2 of these red ones. These were prototypes because they usually have this kind of rubber tool dip over the whole thing, and then this is kind of a enamel bake situation. And she made 3 red ones. Margot Price got one of them, and my buddy Adam and I got the other 2 red ones. Pretty cool. I've never met Margot Price, but I have some friends that know her and say she's wonderful. My friend Tim Easton in Nashville, East Nashville. He's not in East Nashville anyway. He's a little north of the city, but he's known her and her husband for a long time. It's really nice when you see people that have been doing it for a long time, you know, all of a sudden break out and, you know, that's nice. I like that. All right, let's see here. I've been stuck on this tune that I wrote. Not stuck on it, but I've been playing it a bunch on my streams. Song I wrote called "If You Should Ever," and I wrote it a few years ago. It hasn't made it onto an album yet, but it may someday. And when I wrote it, it was sounded a lot like a kind of a Dan Fogelberg type of tune. And, you know, music's preferential. Like, I dig a lot of things, singer-songwriter stuff from the 70s. But I don't particularly, you know, I've sang Longer in weddings years ago, you know. And I just, he doesn't really speak to me in a lot of ways. He's good, everything's there, but it just, you know, but Bread. And I would argue that David Gates and Bread, if a picture paints 1,000, you know, some of those. Now, I dig Bread. They're all LA session musicians. And in the early 70s, I had a babysitter named Paula, and I was about 4, 5, 6 years old, I suppose. And she'd come over to babysit, and she'd have a few albums with her. She'd have like a Beach Boys album. She'd have Carole King Tapestry and The Best of Bread. And I can remember, you know, probably 8 o'clock, I'm getting sleepy, and Paula's perfume, whatever it was, or whatever, her hair, I can just remember, it was probably my first crush, right? And I can remember Bread was on Chrysalis Records, and they had a kind of a stained glass butterfly as their logo branding. So in the middle of the album, it would be turning at 33 1/3, and I'm getting sleepy and smelling Paula's hair and fond memories. But anyway, so I know the Bread book and of tunes. So I write this tune, and I was like, I don't know. So I wrote a bridge for it, and to me it sounds like a bread bridge. And Baby, I'ma Want You. I don't know which one of the tunes that was reminiscent of for me, but anyway, you're about to hear it. If You Should Ever. Year after year, I've played the fool, never given too much thought about knowing all the rules. Now day by day, I've come to know what a real love can be when it beckons from below. And if you should ever want to see me again, you said the future's long and now we're waiting on an end. And if you should ever want to see me again, tell me when and where, and I promise I'll be there. Mile after mile, I drove all night to your door. When all is said and done, who am I to want some more? Now, inch by inch, I'm crawling out of this lonesome hole where I've been living, note to note. And if you should ever want to see me again, you said the future's long and now we're waiting on an end. And if you should ever want to see me again, tell me when and where, and I promise I'll be there. This is the bridge. Baby, I know you really care. Baby, I know you're playing fair. Baby, I know someday you'll tell me when and where. And this I promise I'll be there. And if you should ever want to see me again, you said the future's long and now we're waiting on an end. And if you should ever want to see me again, tell me when and where, and I promise I'll be there. Just tell me when and where, and I promise I'll be there. If you should ever. That's how that one goes. What else? I don't know. Spring on the way. No denying that high in the sky March sun up where I live. You know, at the nadir, at the around the or on or around December, essentially, the winter solstice. You know, it seems as though we have about 14 minutes of daylight a day, which is not true. It's just about 8 hours. Plenty dark. Not as much as parts of, you know, further north, but interestingly, I grew up in Minneapolis, St. Paul area, Minneapolis, Minnesota. And Minneapolis is further north than Toronto. I know out by Guelph. I went to a hockey camp there when I was a kid, a couple, 3 years in a row. They have like peaches and some of the stone fruits around Guelph, right outside of Toronto. Which is crazy because you think Canada, Great White North. Not so. Well. Let's see what else I got in the quiver. Let's see what else. I'll do an old chestnut. It's been done by everybody. I sort of went off the Doc Watson version, but not, you know, everybody's got versions of it. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's in between. This is a little more of a two-beat situation. Bluegrass, I guess. Sitting on top of the world. 'Twas in the spring, one sunny day. Sweetheart left me, no, she's gone away. Now she's gone, and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. She called me up from El Paso. She come back, Daddy, and no love you so. Now she's gone, 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 and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Don't line my peaches, don't shake my tree. Leave your orchard and let your peaches be. Now she's gone and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Mississippi River, long, deep and wide. Blonde-haired woman, she's on the other side. Now she's gone, 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 and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Go get it. Ashes to ashes, now dust to dust. Show me a woman that a man can trust. Now she's gone, and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Was in the spring, one sunny day. Sweetheart left me, and no, she's gone away. Now she's gone, 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 and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Yeah, I'm sitting on top of the world. I'm still sitting on top of the world. Diggy, 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 diggy. Like a bear running downhill. Get rolling on a fast one like that. That's where the coffee really shines through today. Even though my video went out last night, as I mentioned, 3 hours in or something, to my live stream, my audio was working, so I politely told the people in the chat that here's what happened. I was going to try to get back last night, but by the time my phone got fully charged again, it was not ideal. And so anyway, I was able to do a raid, but I made a mistake. I went to this AJ's bar, so I just pop over on my followers list, see who's live, and then something kind of rings a bell. And, I'm trying to get people that are a little further down the path than I am, not people that have 1,100 people watching them or something. So this AJ bar, and I couldn't remember. There's some people I've been watching that they almost have like a little bar in their basement. It's a 3-piece, and they're good, and I can't remember their name, obviously. And so that's where I thought I was going. So I went to the raid on this. Well, it's this AJ's on the Nash Vegas Strip in Nashville, and they just have a camera up and audio, and they stream on Twitch all the music at this bar, and the music runs all day long, right on the strip there. Of course, you got Roberts and Bluegrass Inn and a whole bunch of those places. And the cool thing about, I don't know if you've been to Nashville before, Music City, and it is, the players at these gigs, especially in the evening, see a lot of them are the session musicians. So they're working in studios during the day, and then they come out and play at night to cut up and have fun and make a little extra money. And most all those gigs on the strip there are tip gigs, but they do okay. But your shift is 6 hours typically, and to people on Twitch, that's like a drop in the bucket. This is like some long. And I grew up, I saw the Grateful Dead play 80 some times. Those were in the Springsteen a handful of times. Those are some long shows that clock in at 3.5 to 4.5 hours. That's a long show. A lot of times these days you get you have an opening slot if you're opening for a serious national act, and it's 35 minutes. Or the festival sets are either 75 to 90. And so, you get up there and you're barely getting warmed up, and all of a sudden, nope, time's up. So anyway, at this AJ's bar, so I raided a bar. No one's paying, no one's monitoring, like watching the Twitch page for this place. That was kind of a bummer. So I think what I'm going to do in the future, when I have people on, I'm going to ask for everybody's help and say, who do you know that's online right now on Twitch? Who should I raid? I think I learned my lesson. As I mentioned earlier, teachable moments left and right. I may be ugly, but I'm stupid. This is a song called Don't Ask Why. It's a little more of a kind of an East Coast singer-songwriter thing. Well, I want to get that part. I usually play it in open. Can't remember it. On stacks of books and magazines, old guitars and worn-out dreams, 1,000 lives of make-believe, cast spinning spheres that long to grieve. Right now is wearing well. The answer to your question, like the stars, need the night, so let me be your sky. I'm blue to black, you're diamond bright. I'll meet you there. Don't ask why. Don't ask why. On your island alone and suffering, while worlds of words melt into being, deep in castles made of memories, and 10 more than lost poetry. We built a raft for two. The answer to your question, like the stars, need the night. So let me be your sky. I'm blue to black, you're diamond bright. I'll meet you there. Don't ask why. Don't ask why. a fast wheat, so walk with me. Miles of hope I pledge and promise thee. Echo love's refrain in garden green. A simple sign is felt, not seen. The day is all around us. The answer to your question, like the stars, need the night. So let me be your sky. I'm blue to black, your diamond bright. I'll meet you there. Don't ask why. 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 Just because you write them doesn't mean you can remember them. I don't know, I'll have to remember that. It'll come back to me someday. Well, let me think. I'll do a Lowell George tune, Little Feat. This tune got Lowell George kicked out of Frank Zappa's band, Mothers of Invention, 1968 or 69. So Lowell George was playing with Frank Zappa, and Lowell George said, somehow or another, he was playing this tune, and Frank Zappa said, "You're too good to be in this band. Go do your own thing." So he kicked Lowell George out, and shortly thereafter, Lowell George started Little Feat. Interesting. Anyway, this is a song called Willin'. Warped by the rain, driven by the snow. I'm drunk and dirty, but don't you know I'm still a wielding. I was out on the road late at night, seen my pretty Alice in every headlight. Alice, Dallas Alice. And I've been from Tucson to Tucumcari, to Acapulco to Tonopah, dreaming every kind of rig that's ever been made. Giving the back road so I wouldn't get weighed. If you give me weed, white sand wine, and you show me a sign, I'll be willing to be moving. Well, I smuggled some folks and dope from Mexico, yeah, I'm big by the sun every time I go to Mexico. And I'm still, well, I've been warped by the rain, kicked by the sleet. I've had my head stove in, but I'm still on my feet, and I'm still in a whole lot of trouble. And I've been from Tucson to Tucumcari, to Atchipee to Tonopah, driven every kind of rig that's ever been made. Driven the back roads so I wouldn't get weighed. If you give me weed, white sand wine, and you show me a sign, I'll be willing to be moving. Willing. Yeah, that's some cosmic country for you there. I may have to put some kind of a little dampening device on my swirly gig, because it sounds like some kind of a cartoon Foley art. When Tom and Jerry, like when the frying pan hits him in the head, it's like this. Boing. All right, let's take it up a notch. We want to shove up a little ways here. Let's go way up yonder. Capo 5. Capo 5, excuse me a moment here. You'll hear me say it. I tune 'cause I care. I won a songwriting contest for this in 2014 festival over in Roots and Bluegrass Festival over in Wisconsin. Got myself a trophy that said I was the Upper Midwest Songwriter of the Year. That and $4 can get you a Starbucks coffee. This is called Broken Oars. Like the shake of a rattlesnake as I was closer than you know. I'm not one to come undone, but I was knocked down row by row. I was sinking down, and you saved me. My broken oars and scuttled by. I caught a line you threw to me when nevermore was in our past. I was sinking down, I was sinking down. A dim light falls as a wagon hauls the bones up to your door. Then you'll know how to see me now, under rug swept from my floor. I was sinking down, and you saved me. My broken oars and scuttled bow, I caught a line you threw to me when nevermore was in our past. I was sinking down, I was sinking down. All those monkey bars and swinging stars are just playgrounds full of fears. No static sounds as we laze around, watching moments turn to years. I was sinking down, and you saved me. My broken oars and scuttled bow, I caught a line you threw to me when nevermore was in our past. I was sinking down, I was sinking down. I was sinking down. I don't know what it is with me tonight. I got a little short circuit from there to there. I don't know what it is. It's not the faculties. I can get there. It's just, I don't know. That's okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to do a Bonnie Raitt tune since I'm shoved up here. Capo 5. This is actually written by a guy named Joel Zoss, who I think is an East Coast cat, maybe Philly or something. And anyway, on Bonnie Raitt's second album, Give It Up, she covers this. If either anyone listener-wise is from the UK, there was a show on BBC in the 70s. Well, it was maybe 71, 72, and it ran till 84-ish or something, called the Old Gray Whistle Test. And in the States, we had Midnight. What was that? Midnight Express. Midnight Special. So it was, all music. And the hip thing about Old Gray Whistle Test is it wasn't lip synced or anything. So out on the YouTubes, there's a great video of Bonnie Raitt doing the song on the Old Gray Whistle Test. There are some DVD compilations as well of the Old Gray Whistle Test. So they had the Wailers on '73, first time they, Bob Marley and Peter Tosh and the rest. And everything from, Captain Beefheart to the Talking Heads to, oh man, it's just Edgar Winter, just on and on. It's a fantastic show. But anyway, this song is called Too Long at the Fair. Jesus cried, wept and died, yes, he went up to heaven. I've been downtown such a long, long time, never make it home by 7. Won't you come and take me home? I've been too long at the fair, Lord, I just can't stand it anymore. I went down to Jason's, walked till my feet got sore. I never knew what laughing was till you walked out the door. Won't you come and take me home? I've been too long at the fair, Lord, I just can't stand it anymore. You can give your soul to Abraham, give your soul to Saul, give my bones to Canada, my feet they don't hurt at all. I don't know who made the highway, I guess it's just my pride, but I have heard the Prince of Darkness on his charger ride. The silver blade is gleaming, the scales are in his hand. I swear another night is falling, don't you lose another man. Won't you come and take me home? I've been too long at the fair, Lord, I just can't stand it anymore. Lord, I just can't stand it anymore. Too long at the fair. It's interesting. This Twitch is a lot like busking, which over the years I did a lot last summer up here, as I mentioned earlier. But, I've busked in the Tube, the Parisian subway, briefly, Spanish Steps. I was just over on vacation in Europe, and I didn't travel with my instrument, but And then when when I was younger, like if I was in New York City playing with this old hippie rock and roll band I was in, I'd play and try not to get caught because you need a permit badge. I'm busting New Orleans and, you know. But Twitch is a little like that. Like you'll see, oh, there's a viewer in for 30 seconds or a minute, and, you know, which is great because it's a complete success when you're busking. If you get someone to stop for, you know, they're listening to the verse and they listen through the chorus, that's a victory. If they throw a buck or something in your case, better yet. But so Twitch is the modern day busking street musician. I think busking, that might be from the French, maybe. I don't think it's Old English. I think it's French. I think it kind of looked like Basque, like the Basque region. It was busk. I think most people in Europe call it busking. Here in the States, it's being a street musician. Same diff. I'm going to hop down here. I'm going to do a Steve Earle tune. Did this the other day. Just because I'm feeling it. Hopefully my audio mix and my video, things are sounding good and looking good over the internets out there. I'm really excited to take delivery on this new capture card and get that Lumex G7 dialed in so I get off I want to have really nice sounding and nice looking audio and video when I live stream. And I've been learning a lot. Because when I was going on my twice a week Facebook pages, I would just use my iPhone with this little extra Shure mic, a little round stereo mic that plugs into the lightning port. So you get a better mic than the iPhone mic. But I would just go through the air, you know. And so I had to learn the OBS software, and, you know, this is my Mackie digital board. It's driven by not driven by, but it uses an iPad that tucks in there, and you can walk around with it too, the Wi-Fi. But anyway, I've had that for, I don't know, 10 years or something like that. So that wasn't a big deal. But just kind of getting everything, you know, there's a lot of bit rates, and especially the video stuff, I'm just not, you know, I'm trying to figure it out. Gratefully, there are a lot of kind of tutorials and things on the YouTubes, and I've reached out to some fellow streamers, and I've got a little help that way, which is very kind and generous of their time. I've already met some really, really cool people on Twitch. It's cool. It's nice. Steve Earle, Still in Love with You. I didn't know you'd be in this place tonight. Then again, I thought you might. Now I don't know what to do. Does it show when my poor heart skips a beat each and every time we meet, 'cause I'm still in love with you. There you are, right across the room from me, just the way I knew you'd be, looking lonesome, wild and blue. I'm all right so far, just as long as you don't speak. That's what makes my knees go weak, 'cause I'm still in love with you. If I knew what I know now, I'd never let you leave. I'd make it up to you somehow, and darling, you'd come back to me. Oh, then I wouldn't have to watch you go. I wouldn't have to miss you so, 'cause I'm still in love with you. I've done everything I know to get you off my mind, but sometimes I can't help but hope you won't walk away this time. More than I wouldn't have to watch you go. I wouldn't have to miss you so, 'cause I'm still in love with you. Oh, then I wouldn't need to be so blue. Wouldn't want you like I do, 'cause I'm still in love with you. Still in love with you. Bear with me briefly. I'm going to make a couple adjustments to my compression here on my board. Just a little bit. Hoop. One more, just a moment, and thank you. There we go, try that. I have just peeking a little bit on my Focusrite Scarlett. I add a little bit of compression, a little bit more to see if I can keep that squashed down a little bit. So mix sounds fine in my ears, but I just don't want to be redlining. Don't want that. Peter Rowan tune. Tell me you're lonely, you know how you feel, leaning up at the bars, rocking back on my heels. A wild bird that wandered, too easy to stray. I knew she had to lose me to find her own way. Oh, Curry, I'll be coming soon through the Louisiana pines to the Mississippi moon. Through the Louisiana pines to the Mississippi moon. A wave on the ocean, a whirlwind on the sand. I took a notion her ship could not land. So light me a candle in the forest so deep. Honey, lay down beside me. Angels rock us to sleep. Oh, Curry, I'll be coming soon through the Louisiana pines to the Mississippi moon. Through the Louisiana pines to the Mississippi moon. Oh, Curry, I'll be coming soon through the Louisiana pines to the Mississippi moon. Through the Louisiana pines to the Mississippi moon. Through the Louisiana pines to the Mississippi moon. Mississippi Moon, Peter Rowan. Kerrang! Thank you for the two of you thank you for hanging around listening. I do appreciate it. I do. Without you, it would be rehearsal or practice, worse yet. Mostly in the music business, when you practice, it's alone. You're a solo artist, you're doing both practicing and rehearsing. But practice is what you do on your own. You're running scales, not necessarily, it can be a little bit of repertoire. But then rehearsal is when you run the show or run the songs with your other musicians. Or rehearsal's a little bit more like, this is exactly how I'm going to do it on stage. And you try to do it as best you can. Getting all tuned up here and I don't even know if this is where I want to be. It is now. Ooh, excuse me. I've been, for my song list, whenever I think of a tune, I've been writing it down, old school, on my legal pad, and then I'm entering in my song list, and I just thought of one that I haven't done yet, and it's going to happen a while, because I got a few tunes rolling around in my head. Indulge me, let me grab my legal pad. This is my songwriting pad. I've been writing a song a week since the beginning of the year. So what do I have? 10 or 11 of them? 10, I think. Idea being, the end of 2021, I should have 52 songs. I already know I got a number. My pride is such where I don't phone anything in. It's just like, I got to write that song. I'm doing them live on Sunday nights. I debut them, and so I don't want a crappy song, But I got a few keepers that I'm pretty happy with thus far. Now where was that? I know I had a list going. There it is, right there. Okay. What was it? Oh. This is a Julie Miller tune. She wrote it, and she and her husband, Buddy, are like Nashville royalty. They're really great players. Buddy Miller's played with a lot of people and was in Emmylou Harris's band for a bunch of years, probably still is. Anyway, they also, husband-wife duo, play together. And what was the name of the album? Was it Gasoline and Matches? Can't remember the name of the album right now. But anyway, that's where I nicked this one. It's called Little Darlin'. Oh, that's where it is. Little darling, love is not a crime. If it is, and let me do my time. Lock my heart up, throw away the key. I'm a prisoner and don't want to go free. Come on, baby, kill me with a kiss. Come on, make me die of happiness. I know whiskey makes a man a fool, but darling, whiskey ain't got nothing on you, yeah, 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 Tell the doctor he ain't got no cure. I'm a goner, baby, that's for sure. Tell the lawman he ain't got no gun that can hurt me like the way you've done. Come on, baby, kill me with a kiss. Come on, make me die of happiness. I know love is sweet as muscat wine, but then goes down more like turpentine. Little darling, skies all meant to be blue. Songbirds singing, I was meant to love you, yeah, 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 yeah. Little darling, with feeling. On my coffee, my green juice. I thought today was going to be the day I figured out that I wanted to do two things. Get the countdown timer. So I go live, and then you know how the people have a little countdown. You know, Folky Tonk Boyd's stream is going to start in 10 minutes or whatever it is, and have that. And I just got to sit down and do it. I came across how to do it. And then the other thing is having to be right back. Little blurb. So I don't, just have to leave things open and tell people. Thankfully, my restroom here in my cabin home is literally 3 feet away. Next doorway on the left, if you need to use it. So my 14-year-old daughter is with her mother and my ex-wife's fiance and his 2 kids in Hawaii. Steve is a UPS pilot, commercial pilot, and he lays over there. He's got the junket. He goes either to Asia for UPS or he'll go to Germany often. Those are kind of his 2. He's got some seniority. He's been with them 25 years. But anyway, he lays over in Hawaii often. So he goes there a lot and brings my ex-wife and my daughter. My son's been with him a couple times as well. Son's 20. He's studying. He's at a little liberal arts college in southern Wisconsin. Right across the border, the Illinois-Wisconsin border, right across from Rockford, Illinois, which is, of course, the home of Cheap Trick. Right? When I bought it, it was in tune. What's going on? I was going to change this to. No, I'm going to do original right now. This is I won a songwriting contest for this song as well. This is called Once I Loved a Woman, and I had it for a number of years, never found its way on an album until this last album. We made some demos and sent them to Bill Kirch and Mark Hallman, our co-producers, down in Austin, Texas. And I don't know, 20-some songs on there. And they picked about a half dozen. We were going to do a 10 song album. We ended up recording 12 and kept all 12. And this is one of them that they picked. And when you write songs, like Joni Mitchell says, they're kind of like your children. You love your children. Some songwriters can get a little too precious about their children. But oftentimes, they come out either in a little bunch or one comes out and it's like his brothers and sisters over there. Sometimes they come out like the redheaded stepchild. And this is one of those. I just didn't know if it was ever going to quite fit, But my friend Bill Kirchen, who co-produced, played Telecaster all over our last album, he liked it, so we recorded it. I'm about to play it for you. It's called Once I Loved a Woman. Once I loved a woman, and she was all that. She wore those big brown boots and a little black hat. Well, she weren't much for holding hands, but I could tell as soon she was reaching down, held mine for a spell, and I know now I know sometimes her dreams were choices, and we were laughing all the while. Our eyes in conversation, and her sly and knowing smile. Well, the tea leaves and horoscopes, when love was on the line, maybe laying on some harmonies, or living life in rhyme. And I know now I know autumn was closing in and leaves were coming down. I knew her love was dying when it made that sad lone sound, and I hope she will remember how I loved her then. Like summer memories fade away and never really end. And I know now I know once I loved a woman, and she loved me when circumstances differed, and how it might have been. Once I loved a woman, and she was all that. She wore those big brown boots and a little black hat. There we go. My ex-wife insists that I wrote that song about her, but I didn't. I can assure you I did not. So if you run into her on the street here and you say that, yeah, song Boyd wrote, Once I Loved a Woman, not about you. There's no acrimony there. We have a great relationship. I love my ex-wife. I just don't happen to be in love with my ex-wife. We do well, parenting. It's good. Got to have a little collegiality when you're in that, right? Kerrang. Let's see here. Oh, now I'm going to go down. Go down. Thanks again for y'all being here. I appreciate it. Nice. Really nice. Be awfully lonely without you. In 34 years of being a professional musician, over 4,000 gigs played, I've played to very few people numerous times. Law of averages, that's just the way that it's going to happen. Like, especially weather events. You got into town, you're playing that night, snowstorm, no one wants, that usually doesn't happen too much on ticketed events, but sometimes the weather, people won't come out, and it's a couple people with four-wheel drive and the bar staff or the event staff or whatever it is. If it's a small theater or whatever. That happens. But I think personally, never phone it in. I've known some of my fellow musicians that I'll get on, there's nobody here, somebody didn't where was the marketing? Or, it's just like people are showing up, entertain them. That's the way I feel about it anyway. Same thing here on Twitch. It's not magic, just show up and do what you do. There's some amazing musicians, talents here on Twitch. Man, I've been blown away all over the world. That's the fun thing about it. It's going seeing people from all over. But I do know one thing, and it holds true for all the musicians doing whatever they're doing. They're uniquely them, No one's going to be singing Boyd Blomberg's original material like Boyd Blomberg does, because that's what I do. Now, when I do a song like this, it's open for interpretation. What song was I going to do for as an example, kind of a touchstone? Let me think of one. I'm not thinking of one right now. Doesn't matter. Let's see here. I'm gonna do a blues thing. This is written by a character named Barbecue Bob. Nom de plume, his moniker. This was written circa 1928. This is about the big Mississippi flood. Flooded out the whole delta. Bad flood, really bad flood. And there are some political connotations because down in the lowlands was the the floodplains were the inexpensive land, and it took out a lot of communities of poor Caucasian and African Americans. And a lot of people that could afford to build up on the hill weren't as affected. But anyway, this is a Barbecue Bob tune called Mississippi Heavy Water Blues. Standing on a levee with my head hanging low, just look at my sweet mama, boy, but she ain't here no more. I'm in Mississippi and there's mortal in my shoes. The folks in Louisiana got them high water blues. That's why I'm crying, could keep from crying. Mississippi heavy water blues. Don't need no more water, don't need no water cold. Just need my sweet mama, yeah, to satisfy my soul. Lord, 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 she was so fine and true, so another man could love her like a sweet babaloo. That's why I'm crying, could keep from crying. Mississippi heavy water blues. I said, Mama, oh yeah, Mama, oh yeah, Mama, oh yeah, your daddy misses you. And it's hard, hard times, and my house got washed away. Another how long for another payday? Lord have mercy, I feel the ground is shaking. The whole world is ending, yeah, the heavy water's breaking. That's why I'm crying, can't keep from crying. Mississippi heavy water blues. Yeah, I'm standing on the corner with my head hanging low. Just look at my sweet mama, boy, but she ain't here no more. I'm in Mississippi and there's mortal in my shoes. The folks in Louisiana got them high water blues. That's why I'm crying, can keep from crying. Mississippi heavy water blues. I could put that one on the list. Mentioned earlier a couple days ago when I got my song list situation started to get squared around. I should preface this by saying I haven't had a song list. The last one I made out was probably 20 years ago when my buddy Adam and I were just starting to play and we wrote everything down. Because I just like kind of crafting the, sounds corny, but I like crafting the show for whatever I'm doing. And then, it's kind of a stream of consciousness thing. One thing leads to another, and that kind of rote and stayed way of like reading the song list and we have to do this next, and it works for a lot of musicians, but not me, not so much. I've been doing it for a while, so I have a run through that. You don't want to do 4 songs in the row in key of G, and you don't want to do 6 waltzes in a row unless you're a polka band or a whatever. And in an up tune, a 2 beat, and so when when you're making out a song list, whether it's on paper or in your head, you're kind of taking all these things into consideration. Which reminds me of a very funny David Bromberg, who is a great artist in his own right, but he was a session guitarist. He played, with Bob Dylan, Jerry Jeff Walker, and a whole bunch of people. And every once in a while at his shows, someone screams out for him to play a tune. He'll say, I can tell by the look of you, you have a very discerning taste in music because you asked for that tune. But you don't know shit about making out a set list. Which I think is pretty funny, And then he'll eventually play it, if he hadn't already. So anyway, that's kind of I get a little bit lazier here too, because, I have when I shove, when I capo at certain positions, I'm thinking that way. And I'm going to be, I've already been on for an hour and 47 minutes. I'm going to be on for, I think I'm going to go 3 hours here. I'm going to take myself a little dinner break. And then I'll probably be back around late tonight. So I'm going to be on for another hour, 15 minutes. But now I'm talking all smart and I forgot what I was going to do here. What was that? I'll do the, I'm going to do Graham Parsons' tune. It's called A Song for You. Oh, my land is like a wild goose. It wanders all around, everywhere. Trembling it shakes till every tree is loose. It rolls the meadows and it rolls the nails. So take me down to your dance floor, and I won't mind the people when they stare. Paint a different color on your front door, and tomorrow we will still be there. Jesus built a ship to sing a song to. It sailed the rivers and it sailed the tides. Some of my friends don't know what they belong to. Some can't get a single thing to work inside. So take me down to your dance floor, and I won't mind the people when they stare. Paint a different color on your front door, and tomorrow we will still be there. Yeah. Loved you every day, now I'm leaving. And I can see the sorrow in your eyes. I hope you know a lot more than you're believing. Just so the sun don't hurt you when you cry. So take me down to your dance floor, and I won't mind the people when they stare. Paint a different color on your front door, and tomorrow we will still be there. And tomorrow we will still be there. Graham Parsons. Was that on GP or Grievous Angel? I don't know. I always get mixed up. I had them separate albums. One's posthumous. They released it after he passed away. He was 26 years old in 1973, right? And the other one came out right before. And when they went to early on, I think on vinyl too, it was a twofer, what we used to call a twofer. Vanguard would have them, Vanguard record label, and a lot of albums a number of albums were released that way. So there were two albums, so it was a double record, two different albums. I'm trying to think of another kind of a famous twofer. I'm not talking about like a straight up double album like, you know, The Wall, Pink Floyd, or, you know, Peter Frampton Comes Alive or something like that. I mean, these were like two albums that were released at different dates, but then they put them in a twofer package, which was kind of good for us music fans. Excuse me, here on the tune. I'm going to play a song I wrote called Hearts Ache When Hearts Break. I knew right away by that look in her eye, I should have seen it coming. She'd been with some other guy. I got a broken heart again. Seems this broken heart won't ever mend. It's my broken heart, she don't feel the same. I fix this broken heart when I forget her name. Well, I saw her kid sister, it was just the other day. I could read between the lines, you know, she didn't have to say. I got a broken heart again. Seems this broken heart won't ever mend. It's my broken heart, she don't feel the same. I'll fix this broken heart when I forget her name. Well, you know I'd still be nice to her. She don't even call. And it's not like it used to be. So in love, and that ain't all. I got a broken heart again. Seems this broken heart won't ever mend. It's my broken heart, she don't feel the same. I fix this broken heart when I forget her name. Well, I'm holding out for one fine day. I'll be hers and she'll be mine. But it's happened once or twice before. I'm broken hearted one more time. I got a broken heart again. Seems this broken heart won't ever mend. It's my broken heart, she don't feel the same. I fix this broken heart when I forget her name. I'll fix this broken heart when I forget her name. That's an original tune of mine, Hearts Ache When Hearts Break. If the year were 1954, I might have something with that tune. Songs like that are a little out of favor. Well, there's a place for everything, right? I'm going to play this next one, and then I'm going to run literally 3 feet away and use my restroom. I'm going to race. I think I can get it done in about 3 minutes. Let's see here. I'm going to do a Willie Nelson tune. Somebody pick up my pieces. Somebody pick up my pieces. I'm scattered everywhere. Put me back together. Put me way over there. Take me out of contention. I surrender my crown. Somebody pick up my pieces. It's just me coming down. Well, I sure thought I had her. Lord, I know she had me. What I thought was heaven just falling debris. Well, I may not be crazy. I got one hell of a start. Somebody pick up my pieces. I think I'm falling apart. Don't follow my footsteps. Step over my trail, for the road is too narrow, and your footing could fail, and the fall to the bottom could tear you apart. And they'll be picking up pieces of you and your heart. Don't follow my footsteps. Step over my trail, for the road is too narrow, and your footing could fail, and the fall to the bottom could tear you apart. And they'll be picking up pieces of you and your heart. And they'll be picking up pieces of you and your heart. Little Willie Nelson. Kind listeners, give me 3 minutes to use the restroom. Boy, I'd appreciate that. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere if you don't have to. Okay. Quick like a bunny. Oh, okay. See, that wasn't so bad, was it? No. You and me going fishing in the dark. That Matt Soares, who's wonderful, he did I'm sure it was Matt that did a live learn of fishing in the dark. And he said he'd never heard it before, and it was, it was really good. He's a great musician. Charlie plays guitar, another great musician. I've been running some cool musicians. There's this husband-wife team. I don't even know where they live. They're in the States somewhere. Called A Couple Streams. Lovely. Lush. Lovely. She strums guitar. He plays bass. And she has a close mic'd vocal. Oops, excuse me. And man, they're really good. And then there's this cat called calls him is it rooftop? He's got plants all over, and he's got kind of a reddish hair, red beard, and he plays like Django gypsy jazz mostly. Oh, is he good? And the only banjo, my friend, my new friend, I'm going to ask her, is it Thea or Thea Woods? She lives in Belgrade, and she's a damn good 5-string Scruggs-style banjo player, let me tell you. Really good. She's the only banjo player I've heard on here thus far. I mean, over the years, I've played a lot of bluegrass festivals, and banjos, you can hear them echoing through the hills. Banjo's a loud instrument. They'll knock your hat in the creek. Yeah, let's see here. Have some other big idea. I got one. I just thought of one that I don't think is on the list, so I'm going to write it down old school. I'm doing a lot of covers this stream. That's fine. Whoa, we're going to have to tune that. Okay. Ah. Well, okay. I mentioned before, Bob Dylan grew up about 100 miles right through the woods, right here, over in Hibbing, Minnesota, on the Iron Range, what we call the Iron Range, big pit mines, iron ore. Anyway, this is Bob Dylan tune. This is called It Takes a Lot to Laugh, Train to Cry. Well, I'll ride a mail train. I can't buy a thrill. And I've been up all night just leaning on the windowsill. If I die on top of the hill. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And if I don't make it, you know my baby will. Don't the moon look good just shining down through the trees? And don't the brake man look good when he's lagging down the double E? And don't the sun look good when going down over the sea? Yeah, yeah, yeah. And don't my gal look fine when she's coming after me? Well, the winter time is coming, the windows are filled with frost. I went to tell everybody, but I could not get across. Well, I wanna be a lover, baby, yes. I don't wanna be a boss. And don't say I didn't warn you when your train gets lost. Well, I ride a mail train, I can't buy a thrill. And I've been up all night just leaning on the windowsill. If I die on top of the hill, yeah, yeah, yeah. And if I don't make it, you know my baby will. Well, if I don't make it, you know my baby will. Yeah, one more time, one more time, one more time, one more time, one more time. Yeah, see if I don't make it, you know my baby will. Bobby Zimmerman. Never remember. That was either on Highway 61 Revisited or Bringing It All Back Home. Been listening to those albums for 40 years. And I can never remember because they came out kind of back to back Chicken Shack. I know. When I play, I like to, you know, it's annotated. All my songs. I mean, it's my life's work. Playing music. I love it. I'm a music fan. And a player. But I'm a music fan. It's fun to see that. Like I remember, like, even, when you meet fairly famous people and they get really jazzed about things because about everyone's kind of a music fan, I've never met Jimmy Page, but there's that bit in that documentary. It Might get loud. That's the name of it. It might get loud. Which was Jack White from the White Stripes and The Edge from U2 and Jimmy Page. And there are a couple great, more than a couple in that documentary. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. It's wonderful. The one bit where Jimmy Page starts playing Whole Lotta Love in their little circle and on stage kind of a thing. It was a live shoot, I think. Was there an audience? I can't remember. But The Edge and Jack White are just like, agape. Their jaws are on the ground because they're kind of, that's how you do that, And Jimmy Page is just a whole lot of love, super cool. But there's this other bit in there where they're at Jimmy Page's house filming in his little, it looks like about the size of a bedroom kind of a thing. It's not huge, but he's got all these 45s, all these records, and a bunch, it's kind of maybe his listening room, I guess. And he is playing DJ for the camera and talking about the stuff that got him into rock and roll and what influenced him. And I swear to you, he's like a little 13, 14-year-old kid, just like, and listen to the drums on that or whatever it is. And it is fabulous seeing Jimmy Page just like fanboying on, these old 45s that he's had forever. So cool. So cool. Most of us are music fans. Musician, I'm a lifelong learner. Well, dropped my pick and stuck on this blue chip. These are made in Nashville, Tennessee. This is some kind of proprietary kind of a plasticky thing. I can't remember what they call it, but it was originally designed for the aerospace industry. It's very unique in that, like on a nano level or something, micron level, it's really slippery. It's almost like they dip the thing in WD-40. Yet, when it heats up a little bit, it gets a little tacky, which is it's really strange. And a block of it that's like 2 inches by 4 by 8 or something like that is like $4,000. I mean, the stuff's expensive. I don't know what they use it for on the space shuttle or whatever. But it has these properties, so it's supposed not to fall out of your hand, and it's really slippery. It's crazy. I've had this one for a long time. It's got for an extra $4 or something. They put you can get monogrammed or whatever, custom. But when I first started out, you're all like, oh, there's a guitar pick. I don't have any. And you'd use like the clasps here in the States from bread bags, like a loaf of bread, that little plastic thing. Those will work as a guitar pick. A lot of people cut up a credit card or something like that as well. But I also had, proper picks when I was starting out, but whenever you needed one, you didn't have that many. And they're inexpensive. But these blue chip picks, which are Chris Thiele, the famous Mando player, he has his own custom one that they sell. It's a CT, Chris Thiele. But anyway, these are like $35, 38 or something. Now, if you would have told me when I started playing guitar 20 years ago, a long time ago, 36 years ago, maybe 37 years ago, that I would pay $38 plus an extra 4 or 5 to have my name on it for a pick, I would have said, shut the front door. No way am I paying that. But I tell you, it's something else. Guitar picks, it's one of the easiest ways that you can change the tone. Whether you're playing an acoustic or electric, assuming you're not a fingerstyle person, but even so, I use a thumb pick when I finger pick, and some people use there are these called Alaska picks that are kind of plastic, instead of using your nails. I have my 3 nails done. They're acrylic nails. Plug for my friend Lee at Pearl Nails down in Duluth, Minnesota. I got to get them redone, though. And it's 2 hours away from where I live. But one of the easiest things to do is just have a bunch of different, because they're all made out of different media, whatever. And it vastly changes the tone of your guitar, along with the strings. And a lot of it doesn't matter, electric or acoustic. Some are really hard. So the original ones were tortoiseshell, hawksbill tortoiseshell. And that's in the Marine Act in 1972. Can't do that anymore. So they make another one, a company called Red Bear. And these are grown in a petri dish. Huh. So somehow they reverse engineered that tortoise shell. It's what do they call that? It's like growing hair or nails. Only it's the shell. And what they do is they make guitar picks out of that, and that's very, very close to real hawksbill tortoiseshell. Real hard, crisp sound. And then got some other. This is an Ultim and Ultex. This is a Clayton. I drill holes in them so they don't slip out of my hands. This is a Jim Dunlop Ultex. Like those. Anyway, I got a lot of different. And then there's a Jim Dunlop Prime Tone, which is almost like the secret of your guitar player is to take like a countertop or something hard and drop the pick. If it goes thud and doesn't make much of a sound, then it doesn't have much resonance. I like them when they can like not click, but you can hear them. They like resonate or something. So, but these Jim Dunlop Prime Tones are really, really bright, crispy. Okay, enough of I could just go on for hours about guitar picks if you. As you can tell, I'm a bachelor. What do you do? Well, I just sit around and think, kind of. What's that French word? Flaneur. Flaneur. I think it's Flaneur, which I think means like to stroll or walk or something. But it's all about kind of leisure. I'm a raconteur and a flaneur. Well, this song I wrote called "The Cowboy's Ride." It was spring in the hills, the year of 58. I was 14 years old when I learned to ride that paint. The cowpokes took paw and my little sister too. Well, I knew right then, yeah, what I had to do. No, I am a cowboy out riding the range. I see stars up above, spelling out Joe's sweet name. I could be back in some old town with you by my side. Well, as cowboys were born to ride. So as I wrapped up my bedroll paws, Colt was on my side. Mama kissed me on the cheek, here's warm biscuits for the ride. And out to old Joe's Cleaves for we own a large concern, and a tear in my eye, and it still burns. No, I am a cowboy out riding the range. I see stars up above, spelling out your sweet name. I could be back in some old town with you by my side. Well, as cowboys were born to ride. Here we go. When I got to old Joe's Caves, he said, "Joe, you want to ride, son? It's hard work and then some for a man twice your size." Yes, I surely knew that as I walked through your door. Well, the cowboy's life for me and nothing more. No, I am a cowboy out riding the range. I see stars up above, spelling out your sweet name. I could be back in some old town with you by my side. Well, as cowboys were born to ride, yeah. Well, now up in riding fences, every gulch and every draw, every canyon that holds water, all went long before the thaw. I must turn me toward the town life when I met Miss Lower Lee. Never settle down, that ain't no life for me. No, I am a cowboy out riding the range. I see stars up above, spelling out your sweet name. I could be back in some old town with you by my side. Well, as cowboys were born to ride. I said cowboys were born to ride. Yeah, cowboys were born to ride. A Cowboy's Ride. I can go on about those gaming chairs I've been seeing here on Twitch. Kids have the gaming chairs. They look comfortable. First, I was a little suspect. I didn't know gaming chairs were a thing. Fascinates me, actually. I have seen, I go to thrift stores a lot. I have seen the ones where you sit in and they'll shake and they do things like that. I do know about those. But just they look like fancy office chairs, these gaming chairs. I suppose if you're sitting, they have a little thing, so I don't mean to be crass, so you don't get hemorrhoids or something, right? I mean, they got to be comfortable because some of those gamers, they really go after it hours on end. Since I've been off the road in COVID, I usually put 65 to 80,000 miles on my vehicle a year touring. I go through Toyotas like no man's business, and they last forever. Actually, before my Highlander, I had a little Mazda 6 until the transmission went out in Colorado. And it is now in a junkyard somewhere in Boulder, near Boulder. Then I bought a town. When I was out there, of course, we needed a vehicle to get back. Thought about renting, but so I spent a couple days. I'm a thrifty Swede, so I spent a couple days searching, Let Go Offer Up, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, Car Soup, a whole bunch of them, trying to find a used vehicle. And we were scraping money together, and we have friends out there and whatever, but we said they'd kick some in if we needed to. But anyway, I bought my first minivan. I used to try to talk my ex-wife into getting an all-wheel drive minivan. She didn't want to have anything. I call them grocery getters. And I bought this fully loaded town and country. Chrysler Town and Country. Leather seats. What do they call that? The SL? No, that's the Toyota one. It's the SLE, I think, or XLE. Anyway, I'm a convert, man. I love a nice minivan. I'm 53 years old. I don't give a shit what I look like. I'll drive anything. As a matter of fact, when I'm touring or just in general, I like looking like some kind of insurance salesman anyway, just driving down the road. I don't have bumper stuff. I don't have anything on my car. I want to just look anonymous. And a lot of that has to do with when you're parking at hotels or if you have to park on the street or whatever. You don't want people breaking in your car if you got all this stuff, and then it looks like, come and break into my vehicle and see what you can find. So I just try to keep her plain Jane. I do. Now I'm in Toyota Highlander. I like that. Yeah. I had a little Honda Civic. That went 338,000 miles for me. But that one, you'd have to step outside to change your mind. I mean, that was small. That's for sure. My buddy Adam, he's I'm 6'3" and 2 1/4. Yeah, I was like it was like the circus. I was like in a little Shriner clown car or something. But you get stuck in a snowbank, you can just about get out and lift it and move it over. That's not true. Another song I wrote. Is that what I'm going to do? I think that's what I was going to do. Let's do Tight Ropes and Fine Lines. Goes like this. I just broke my rule when I was spouting off about set lists. It's not a steadfast rule, but this is also in the same key as that last tune that I just played. But you'll forgive me. It's got a lot different feel than the last one. Tight Ropes and Fine Lines. See you seen me looking at you, that's a game we understand. Never taught the rules, we all know how to play. Before you start thinking that you won first prize and trying to cash me in with that look in your eyes. No, it's a sporting life, and there's one thing that I should say. I could be your lover, oh, but I wouldn't want to be your man. I'm walking tight ropes, fine lines again. Yeah, here I am. I'm a walking tight ropes and fine lines again. Well, you've been around the block enough to walk the talk, though late there's something bound to change. You're like a gambling man, can't help but go all in. Yeah, 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 and when you bet on me and it all goes wrong, no, I'm the same damn singer that's a singing this song. Of course, you're holding hearts, time to fool them, here we go again. I could be your lover, oh, but I wouldn't want to be your man. I'm walking tight ropes and fine lines again. Yeah, here I am. I'm a walking tight ropes and fine lines again. Rich, well, she got more hooks than a tackle box. I think she's hoping that I get caught. She wants to take me home, then clean me up and let me fill up her little pot. Hey, hey, yeah, I could be her lover, oh, but I wouldn't want to be her man. I'm walking tight ropes and fine lines again. Yeah, here I am. I'm a walking tight ropes and fine lines again. I could be your lover, oh, but I wouldn't wanna be your man. I'm walking tight ropes, fine lines again. Yeah, here I am. I'm walking tight ropes and fine lines again. Yeah, here I am. She's got me walking tight ropes and fine lines again. Here I am. I'm walking tight ropes and fine lines again. Tight ropes and fine lines. Well, what have we learned here today? Not much. Not much. Oh, I just thought of a tune. Kerrang. Do this one. The Bob Dylan tune. I know a lot of Bob Dylan tunes. I like Bob Dylan. Yeah. Yeah. Who was that? Deputy Dog, that cartoon? Yeah. What I want? Yeah. Gee. Don't make me put my cheater glasses on just so I can read the key of my harmonica. This is a new one. I usually do that. So on stage, under stage lights or lack of stage light blackout, I can see what the heck key harmonica I need to grab. Haven't been to the hardware store to get some of those little dealios yet, though. Once again, thanks for hanging around with me. I appreciate it. On my schedule, I have 2 times a week right now. I know 100% that I'm going to be streaming on Twitch. And that just has to do with the 50 weeks I've been on my Facebook pages. I go Sundays at sundown, Sunday evening here, Central. And then I also go Wednesdays high noon. And so, with this Restream app situation, I can, I can concurrently stream on a few different platforms. So I'm doing the Facebooks anyway, so I'm going to be on Twitch then. And then what I've been doing is it's really hard to tell, because this is only my 5th day on Twitch in a row, 5th day. So I've heard that weeknights are really good. I've heard that stay away from the weekend nights. But who knows, right? I'm just trying to find my way. I do know I want to kind of be, I need to start touring over in Europe. So what I am going to try to do, and they're mostly like 6 hours ahead of us. I think that's GMT from where I am in Central Time Zone. I think it's 6. So anyway, I want to kind of do it where I'm in their sweet spot over there so I can meet some folks, get some connections. And anyone here too. I'll tour anywhere if it somehow makes sense and I can get there. I'll build a tour around some cool gigs. No problem with that. Birds did this one too. Out so swift, the rain falling in. Gonna see a picture about Gunga Din. Pick up your money, put up your tent, McGuinn, 'cause you ain't going nowhere. Ooh-wee, ride me high. Tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Whoa, whoa, yeah, we gonna fly down into the easy chair. When our Genghis Khan and his brother John could not keep on keeping on, we'll cross that bridge no matter how long. When we're way past it, ooh-wee, ride me high. Tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Whoa, whoa, yeah, we gonna fly down into the easy chair. Well, now Captain Jack, yes, he could not keep all his kings supplied with sleep. We'll cross that snow no matter how deep. When we get up to it, ooh-wee, ride me high. Tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Whoa, whoa, yeah, we gonna fly down into the easy chair. So buy me a ring and a gun that sings, a flute that toots and a bee that stings, a sky that cries and a bird that flies, a fish that walks on and a dog that talks. Ooh-wee, ride me high. Tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Whoa, whoa, yeah, we gonna fly down into the easy chair. Look, Ma, no hands. After all our times were spent, morning came, yes, and morning went. Pick up your money then, book up the tent, 'cause you ain't going nowhere. Ooh-wee, ride me high. Tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Whoa, whoa, yeah, we gonna fly down into the easy chair. Ooh-wee, ride me high. Tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Whoa, whoa, yeah, we gonna fly down into the easy chair. Bob Dylan. He's got a couple versions of that, different lyrics, same chorus, basically. Different lyrics. I learned it off of Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2, which was a double album. And they weren't really greatest hits on there at all. There was a bunch of things that, you know, like that song in particular hasn't ever been on another album. One of the bootleg series, maybe it's been on, but like Down in the Flood and Watching the River Flow, those weren't on any other albums, but they're on this Bob Dylan Volume 2 Greatest Hits album, which was, you know, some Dylan-esque joke, I guess. And so that's where I learned it. But the Byrds played the version with the other lyrics to it. So. Giacomo Finane. Giacomo. Oh, wrong key. That's it. There it is. Thank you. Giacomo Finale. Giacomo Finale. If you don't like what the big chief said, you can't Giacomo Finale. Giacomo Finale. Giacomo Finale. If you don't dig what the big chief said, you can't Giacomo Finale. I said, hey now, Acco, on yeah, Giacomo Finale, well, Giacomo Finale. Well, my spy boy, your spy boy, sitting by the fire, yeah. Oh, my spy boy, your spy boy, gonna light your thing on fire. I said, hey now, I go all day, yeah. Giacomo Finale, well, Giacomo Finale, yeah. Well, my flag boy, your flag boy, sitting by the fire, yeah. And my flag boy, your flag boy, gonna get you, Chico Maya. I said, hey now, I go all day, yeah. Giacomo Finale, well, Giacomo Finale, yeah. Well, see that boy all dressed in green, singing Giacomo Finale, yeah. Well, he ain't no boy, he's a loving machine, singing Giacomo Finale. I said, hey now, I go all day, yeah. Giacomo Finale, well, Giacomo Finale, yeah. Well, my grandpa, the old grandma, was sitting by the fire, yeah. My grandpa, the old grandma, gonna light your ass on fire. I said, hey now, I go all day, yeah. Giacomo Finale, well, Giacomo Finale. I said, hey now, I go all day, yeah. Giacomo Finale, well, Giacomo Finale. I said, Giacomo Finale, well, Giacomo Finale. The New Orleans Standard, Iko. Nicked that one from Dr. John. The Dixie Cups. We're in studio at Cosimo Matasas, and 3 African American women, and I think they were there to sing some background vocals on something. And they were checking the mics, and this was one of the songs that they, Iko, they would sing it when they were kids. It was like almost like a playground tune, and it's in patois. It's in a I think Giacomo Fina is kind of like Kiss My Ass. And so they were just like, and they were just hand clapping and stuff, and just check the mics, and they were like, what is that? Do that again. And they recorded it. Next thing you know, the Dixie Cups had a hit. Iko. Whole bunch of people have done it. You know. Dr. John, Grateful Dead have done it, and you hear it, you know, party song. Boy, I like New Orleans. Ooh, son. On. Yeah. I'm going to do a couple more here. And then I'm going to call that the early show. We'll clear the room. I'll come back for a late show, which I have a little. I'm driving down to the Twin Cities tomorrow. I have to bring my son's summer all-season tires down so he can get his snow tires off. It's warming up down where he is in southern Wisconsin. And he doesn't want to, he's about 4.5. He's visiting his girlfriend in the Twin Cities. So I'm going to drive his tires down. I'm going to see my mom. 70, going to be 79 end of April. And I'm also getting ear molds poured at All Claire for in-ear monitors. They're a great in-ear monitor company. And I was going to get some a number of years ago. We sang the national anthem, Star Spangled Banner, at Minnesota Twins Chicago White Sox game at Target Field in Minneapolis. It could be 4 or 5 years ago. And man, 38,000 people. And so it's like, oh, whoa, 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 say, can, you, see. That's the echo in the ballpark. And if you have in-ear monitors, you don't have that. So it's bouncing all over. And if you start listening to that, you're done for. And we were going to sing at Minnesota Wild game, but that hockey game, but COVID. So anyway, that's not why I'm getting in-ears, though. These are real high-quality over-ears. These are Grados, 225s made in Brooklyn, New York. But the in-ears, it's just, I'm getting older, and they offer ear protection as well. And they're just, you can really get things dialed in. At the stage volume, you don't have to be too loud. Even though I'm kind of a folk guy, it's just a nice. So anyway, I had been forced to sell off a bunch of gear because I haven't worked in a year. So I'm taking some of that, most of the gear I wasn't using, and, stuff that I've been collecting and just don't use, not collecting, but, And so I'm going to take a portion of that monies and get some in-ear, real nice in-ears by All Claire. So I'm doing that tomorrow as well. See, I could have been talking and tuning. But no, I wasn't. You've heard me say it before. Brevity is not my strong suit. Haven't had too many people stopping by here tonight. I hope my sound and video, everything's working. I mean, I'm watching, I'm monitoring what's going out. It sounds fine here. And it looks, okay. I'm monitoring the video. Of course, I don't have it turned up on there because there is a latency lag, which is just like what happens when you sing the national anthem in a ballpark. Oh, I was going to do a new tune. That's what I was going to do. This is from my Song a Week project. Do have my 3-ring binder. I write those songs. I do a revision on legal pad, handwritten. Then I go to my Google Drive and I just do a basic word processing, put them in there, and then I continue to kind of polish them. And then if I get too many scratches and changes, then I'll make those changes in the document and then reprint it and get my 3-hole punch out, punch holes in it, stick it in the book. I know I could go, I have an iPad and whatever laying around here, but it's a little harder to change there. I like to be able to see what I have changed. Like here in this tune, in the chorus, roaming around the country is what I do. And then I originally wrote it, so I hear your voice a-callin'. And I didn't, that so was kind of a redundant. Sometimes you use words like that as markers when to keep your phrasing straight when that's a writer device, mostly songwriter, because you need that phrasing to flow. But anyway, I didn't like that, so I crossed it out. But sometimes I'd like to, if I did that right in Google Docs, I would not know that that's. I just kind of see what finally figures out. Anyway, this is Home by Morning. Snow is falling and I'm rolling down the road. Home my morning to be with you. No, I've been longing to lose this mighty load. Roaming around the country's what I do. I hear your voice calling as I'm rambling down the road. Home my morning to be with you. Been too long since I've kissed your smile. Been too long I've filled every weary mile. Been too long, so much longer than a while. So much longer than a while. Snow is falling and I'm rolling down the road. Oh, my morning to be with you. No, I've been longing to lose this mighty load. Roaming around the country's what I do. So I hear your voice calling as I'm rambling down the road. Oh, my morning to be with you. Put the so in. Come tomorrow, I'll hold you tight. Come tomorrow, trying to make it through the night. Come tomorrow when our love is shining bright. Well, our love will shine so bright. Snow is falling and I'm rolling down the road. Oh, my morning to be with you. No, I've been longing to lose this mighty load. Roaming around the country's what I do. I hear your voice calling as I'm rolling down the road. Oh, my morning to be with you. Oh, it's falling and I'm rolling down the road. Home my morning to be with you. No, I'm longing to lose this mighty load. Roaming around the country's what I do. I hear your voice calling as I'm rambling down the road. Home my morning to be with you. Yes, I home my morning to be with you. I'll be home my morning to be with you. All right. If either of you care to chime in about who you think I should raid, come to chat. Come hither to chat. But right now, and then I will be back later. I think it's a little later than I thought it was. 8:19 my time. You know, I'll try to get back in an hour, hour and a half. I might go like 10 to midnight, 9:30 to midnight, 12:30, something like that. Let's see who's on right now. And the easiest way for me to do that, I know I need to get to raid channel. There we go. One of the things that they do is when you in the dashboard, it's pick a live channel to raid, and they always seem to go from the people with the most views to you know, Johnny and Heidi. This is this Nashville couple I was telling you about. Well, may not tonight. They are fantastic. Real like pro songwriters, like write for country stars. They're really, really good. I'm gonna do that. That's what we're gonna do. Come on over and watch some Johnny and Heidi with me, huh? They're good. You gotta trust me. Okay, thanks, folks. See you in an hour and a half or something like that.